Hey, I hope you guys have a wonderful day so far. So today I would like to quickly talk about breathing practice. So why is so important? Why I'm talking about it? Well, obviously you're on this page, right? You're at least you're interested in being part of this community, One Love, One Mind. Think about well-being. One thing that we can all do without causing a dime is to better utilize what we already have. Our own breathing. It's one way to do it. It's actually free. Obviously, it's free. So I want to talk about like breathing. Using visualization, it's very powerful, it's very useful. However, I also understand that there are some people, they may not be as visual. Okay. We all learn in a different way. So visualization can be very easily be done by a lot of people who are constantly have these like visual thing in their head and very creative in that aspect. Okay, but if you really have a hard time to visualize, so when we talk about breathing, we want to do the mindfulness breathing practice. Simply just to keep not keep tapping. I want to say keep tapping on this. So when you breathe, just become more aware. You don't have to like completely like thinking and fixated on it. You just have to kind of relax. You can do it completely sitting down or even while you're standing. Relax your shoulders, right? Keep your back straight. It's very important. So no matter what you do, you really want to keep your back straight. Okay. So when you're sitting, make sure your shoulders relax, because when shoulders are not relaxed, energy doesn't flow really well. Okay. So you want just to be in a comfortable position but not slouching. Okay. So you want to kind of like sit but not touching the back. So I have my back here, right? So you just want to sit just enough. And sometimes you may want to scoot up a little bit, right? Feet on the ground, palms. If you can do a palms up, right, on your lap, that will be wonderful. Even if you don't do it, as long as you don't cross, that's fine. Because crossing, that serves a different purpose. So I'll tell you another time. So try not to cross your arms. It's just like just normal sitting position, feet flat on the ground, palms up, just laying on your lap. Okay. And so when you do it, I tend to do it with my eyes closed, because so that way I'm not really getting distracted. I can be completely in that space, right? So when you inhale, well, obviously you're continuously breathing. So I'm just saying, when you get into this mindfulness practice, just remind yourself that I'm just becoming more tuned to, becoming more aware of that inhalation, exhalation. You just kind of let your mind to kind of go along with it. So as you do, you don't have to talk. I have to talk because I have to talk, right? So in the actual doing, the actual practice, you just kind of like sit there, relax, take off your glasses if you have to. I normally do. I even take off my beanie. I just can't do it in front of the camera because it's gotta be horrific. So you don't want to see my bad head. Anyhow, so you close your eyes, relax, and just do your normal breathing. You don't even have to do deep breathing. To start with, you don't have to. But if you feel comfortable enough to do deep breathing, slower your breathing, you can. You're more than welcome to do it, because it's actually better. But even if you don't, it still works, okay? So just silently, as you inhale, you can tell yourself, I'm aware of this in-breath. As you exhale, just remind yourself, I'm aware of the out-breath. And remember, the intention is for you to do this, is just to become more aware of that in and out, that you're becoming more tuned to your body, right? This is the first step, the very important baby step, but very important step to get in touch with your body, okay? And eventually you're starting to notice more as you go along. Now, if you can visualize, you want to be visualized into a space, your happy place, okay? It could be a happy place, it could be a, for example, like your favorite color, right? Okay, so some people may feel very comfortable being in the space of like a light blue color, whatever color of your choice, or some people visualize themselves being in the nature. Okay, some will see them there by the beach. Okay, so everybody's different. There's no right or wrong. As long as you're able to visualize yourself in a space where it can relax you, that can keep you in this calm space, that can make you feel very comfortable, feel safe. That's it, right? As you are starting with this, I am aware of my in-breath, I'm aware of my out-breath, you can start to change and modify that. I have modified this to the point it's like I have different version of it. So one thing, because I start doing this Tai Chi and Qigong, that make me realize, if you think about in Qigong, even Tai Chi is a Taoist teaching, they talk about like 3 Dan Tian, okay? It's kind of like similar to the 7 chakras, 3 of the 7 chakras, but they call it like something different, its own entity. But if you really think about it, the upper dantian is actually, to me, it's no difference from your third eye, or I will look at it as your pineal gland. This is how I understand it. It's actually the pineal gland. That's where the upper dantian is, right? So the pineal gland, right? So if you draw a line here, go back, side, from the top of the ear, go straight over. The intersection is where your pineal gland is. And that's one, what they call upper dantian. Middle dantian is actually your heart center. Probably we're all familiar with that. This is nothing new. Lower dantian, there are different teachings, different sayings, even in the TCM as an acupuncture, curriculum. There are different ways to tell us where the lower dantian is. So basically, for the most part, they said 2 or 3 inches below your navel, and then about 1 to 2 inches. Some actually said 3 inches. The other teacher actually said 3 inches. I honestly think that it's an energetic field, so it's not like one size fits all. So don't get fixated on the number, because by the time you are able to get to the point where you can actually see it when you're in the vision, you will be able to know where it's at. So just like acupuncture points, we can be given with a certain guidelines to find the acupuncture point on each person, but let me tell you, it's proportional. Just like the TCM teaching. Those of you who learn TCM who are acupuncturists, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We find the proportion according to that individual to find their location of the acupoints. So it's not going to be exact 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. It's not going to work in the system, because we are all coming in different sizes and shapes. So remember, go with the flow, meaning when you see that you are able to connect to your body, it will come to you. You will be able to recognize and realize and be able to see it with your inner seeing, to be able to recognize and feel the energy sensation where it's gonna build up. So I'm not gonna worry too much about the location. That's really when the monkey brain starts to step in and trying to make you struggle. You don't have to struggle. It will come to you at that point. But just visualize somewhere, right below the navel and go behind the navel. So basically, it's inside your body. The energy center, let's just call it energy center, those 3 dantians, is actually inside of your body. It's not outside your body, okay? So 1, 2, and then 3. And if you can visualize and allowing, so this is the other teacher, he talks about like Master Ling. So he talks about how you inhale, and as you inhale, you set the intention and visualize. So he does a lot of visualization as well. Visualize all these energies from the universe is coming into your body and store, and all those energies converge and store into your lower dantian, which is down below, right, inside of your body, you know, below and behind your navel, becoming a ball of light, right, golden ball. Some people would eventually see it as like a golf ball. Okay, regardless, you just visualize this energy is being collected and stored in that area. Okay. Now, for me, it's easy. For a lot of people who have done a lot of meditation, this is easy. Okay, since it comes naturally, because you know, after long period of time of practice, you can get there. But I know that I run into people before, they really have a hard time to visualize. Okay, it just happens. Like I said, some people learn from hearing, some people will learn from doing, touching. Something has to be hands-on. Some are just really visual. Some are really what do you call it, like a combination of multiple ways to learn. So again, don't feel bad if you cannot visualize. This is the key thing. This is the reason why I want to talk about it. All you have to do is to set the intention. Energy healing is nothing more than intention. Even fundamental teaching when it comes to Qigong, and even talk about prana healing, if you really sit down and sit in the class, level 1 class prana healing, I'm telling you, even going to the Qigong class, level 1, whatever level 1 class that each modality, it's really the intention. Now, with Reiki though, it may take more visualization. So I think that's why when you see people who start out as a Reiki practitioner, those people are actually a lot more easier with the visualization. Okay. But I can't imagine if I start out as a Reiki practitioner, it will be a hard time. Like, I will have a hard time to learn because I wasn't that visual. At least that's how I felt. I wasn't that visual, but I was. Anyhow, but I started as a prana healer, so it's more logical. So I'm more like engaging this part. So when the teacher said that, okay, just set the intention, even though you can't see it, even though you may not be able to feel it yet, you're not fully activated yet, it's gonna work because energy is there. Just because you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't sense it, doesn't mean it's not there, right? So understand that part, right? When you are doing the breathing, if you cannot visualize, all you have to do, just remember yourself. You are doing that just to become more connected with your body. And so don't stress over it. Set the intention. As you breathe in, like how I told you, like repeat it silently. As you breathe in, just say it silently in your mind. I'm aware of my in-breath. I'm aware of my out-breath as you exhale. Now, add on to that, if you cannot visualize, you can inhale, go into the dantian, right? Go into the lower dantian, okay? Or some people will just kind of put it as a navel chakra. I'm fine with that. Because if you really think about it, the navel chakra, it's not in your belly button, it's not 2D, it's 3-dimensional in your body, right? Energy center. So even if you visualize just on your navel chakra, it will still work. So trust me on this, it will work. So you can just tell yourself, like, inhale with the intention, going into drawing all those energy, just saying like, okay, inhale, allow the in-breath going to your navel chakra, or I will be more specific, going to a lower dantian, right? So as I exhale, I will set the intention. Again, intention. You can silently to say your intention in order to keep your mind focused. Okay, it's a lot of training because it's all about training your mind to become more focused. It's not training your mind to become more floaty or somewhere out there. No. If you notice, the mindfulness practice is to train you to become more aware, to be more present. It's like you're training us to become more aware and be present. That means it's more bringing in the focus, not telling you to let go. The beginning phase is always bringing the attention inward. Then eventually, at some point, you will become to let go of all these body, mind, everything else will just melt away, and then you'll be able to get into what we call like becoming the oneness. Okay, that will come later. So again, inhale, being stored, going down to my dantian, right, the lower dantian. Exhale, set the intention just to release all the congestions and toxicity out to the universe. So if you cannot visualize, you set the intention literally, verbatim, if that's the case. Set the intention silently in your head as you breathe out. All the congestions or toxicities go out to the universe, and let the universe to transmit, right, transmute the energy for you. So you don't have to do the whole sentence. I'm just saying like the intention of it. And even when you just to do that without any visualization, it still works. As long as you are completely feeling congruent with what you said, meaning you say something that you have to be 100% mean that. That'll be the only thing that might throw you off, is that when you say something that you don't even want to do it, or you don't even 100% intend to do it, then whatever you say that has no intention behind it, you just say something because I'm telling you to do it, then it won't work. So in order to be able to experience and really make it happen, is that whatever you are putting in the energy and attention to do this little practice, it's the 100% intention with what you are willing to allow yourself to experience. So allowing, right? Trusting the process, trusting your own intention, it's all it takes. So these are going back to your monkey brain. If you have limiting belief, then yeah, that will stop you from doing anything anyways. You won't be able to trust anything anyways. You'll be super doubtful and will be super looking into all answers and trying to figure out which one is correct. That type of cycle of thought process is gonna take forever for you to be able to do one thing. But again, open yourself to that possibility and take the leap of faith and trust your own inner guidance and give yourself the permission to set the intention and send it out to the universe, and trust in your body, because your body is constantly communicating to you. And a lot of us, we don't tune in because we're not being present, because we're so used to multitasking. Our worldly thing, it's one thing that I think is pretty messed up, that somehow we promote. It's almost like a multi-level marketing, I swear. Like how the world becomes, like how multitasking, like you talk about people like doing like multiple accounts on social media and just right, on the computer, on the phone, on the tablet, you know, right? I'm one of those people, right? When you're doing multitasking, you're not being present. You are just tackling the task, but you're not present. Being present is like you are completely tuned into this very moment. Every little thing, the subtleness that you're becoming more aware of. Multitasking will not get you anywhere. Multitasking can only train you to the point where you can just get things done out of the way. Boom, next. What else do I need to do? Boom, boom, boom. 10 files here. Go through it. Okay, alright, done. Okay, out of my way. Right? Homework, same thing. Finish this one essay. Okay, done. I have another thing I need to do. There's another project waiting for me. I have to do 2 things at the same time. I have a meeting with my classmates. I have a meeting with my team at work. Right? So you do multiple screens at the same time. Let me tell you, when we keep on doing and training the brain not to be present. So when you operate like that at work, good for you, because you can get many things done. But if you don't really give yourself enough time to be able to unwind and be able to learn and retrain your mind to become present, at some point you will feel like that overwhelming sensation because you outdo yourself and you just outrun yourself, and you could run into some health issue and even mental health issue. Okay, so remember, even you are so efficient at work, you have to give yourself enough time to calm down, to unwind, to remember how to be able to be present, because that's the only way you can really restore the wellness and the balance. You do a lot of one thing, you have to take the same amount of time, really come back into some other space where you can be able to experience the serenity, the peacefulness, the calmness. So you cannot just go, because that you're throwing yourself out of balance. Okay, so just remember that. I think that we all owe ourselves to have that little time, dedicated time. Make an appointment with yourself, put it on your calendar that this is me time. This is the time that I need to be able to be present and be able to train myself, not just to do one gigantic multitasking robot and super highly intelligent human being, just go bum, 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 10 projects done at the same time. It's very exhausting. Yeah, you're pushing your limit, but where does that get you? Would you live longer? I bet you will not. Because you put on a lot of stress, because you constantly go. The body cannot handle that. At some point you will break. Is that it? That's something that you're willing to trade off your wellness, your well-being? That will be the question you have to ask yourself. So like I said, taking the time out to do this mindfulness practice is something that we owe it to ourselves. It's not somebody did it to us, we did it to ourselves. So we have to recognize that. No matter how busy you are, you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to go to the bathroom, go number one, number two. These are the things that we have to do. So you incorporate that part, the breathing, mindfulness practice, as a part of your daily routine. That can help you in the long run, especially if you are working in a very high stress environment and very competitive environment. You need that. It's crucial that you need that, and put in enough of a time to give yourself that time, that you have to schedule it. I cannot stress that enough, because you can only go so far and you can only push so far that you will break. I mean, look at even like Olympians, professional athletes. They can push their limits all the time, physically, mentally. But at some point, if they are not able to find a way to be able to balance it out, then they're going to run into a problem, emotional problem, easy. And once you tip over that threshold, that will be a therapy time. And even with therapy, you may not go too far anyways, right? So then you will start to panic and frustrated and go down to the spiral, down the hill, and it's going to be very difficult to come back. So before it gets too late, let's practice. Let's put this into your daily practice and get into the understanding that this is not something that you can call it as an optional thing to do. You cannot tell yourself, like, stop breathing for a little while, just a couple hours, you'll be okay. It's the same concept. You cannot tell your body, stop breathing for the next couple of hours, you'll be fine. Just hold your breath and power through everything. It's not gonna work for long, depending on your age, depending on your body constitution. Let's just say you bet on your health because you have been a healthy person. You power through in the past 10, 15 years. I guarantee you are going to break. I guarantee you're going to age a lot faster. Because the stuff that you put yourself through, right? So in order to be able to fine tune on what we so call like productivity, right? You want to be productive, you want to really keep it going. Really, I mean, like there are things that we can totally do without doing too much, but able to get us back to that wellness and healthy path. There are a lot of things that we can do, and start with the baby steps. So this is the baby steps. Anyhow, so if you cannot visualize, don't fret. If you cannot visualize, use your intention, because quite frankly, your intention itself, it's already good enough to be able to do the mindfulness practice, until you're starting to be able to see yourself like, hey, I'm starting to see something. I'm starting to be able to allow this flow of like images, colors, whatever that might be, it's trying to come through. Some people probably can hear stuff too, right? So whatever that works for you, trust that it will come to you. But at the beginning practice, if you cannot visualize, which again, I emphasize on this because a lot of people will just give up because they will be like, crap, I can't even visualize anything, so I can't do it. Not really. I can't really visualize a lot. I cannot stay focused for too long. When I first started, even with prana healing, like I lost the focus because I was one of those people just do my brain just constantly spinning. I'm one of those people, so I knew how it felt. It's like, fuck this shit. Like, visualize what, like literally, I'm like, I can't do it. I got frustrated. But eventually, I get a hang of it, like, because it's gonna be developed over the time, and you're gonna feel more comfortable because it comes naturally. So you just have to be patient and trust the process. Because if you don't trust the process just because you are not a medical doctor, then you don't trust your body can continue to carry on and live another day, because you don't know all the biology and physiology and how it works in the body. No, you still live, right? You don't have to know everything, the details about your body in order for you to live another day. Hello, right? Same concept. Trust the process. Set the intention. Breathe in. All energy going down to your lower dantian, or even your navel. Collect it in that space. And then breathe out. All the bad stuff leaving my body, going back to the universe, so the universe will take care of it. With that intention. So my simple version would be inhale, dantian. Exhale, leaving my body, going back out to the universe. So I always use this like simple quick term coming into the dantian, releasing congestion or releasing toxicity. The fewer the words, the better, because again, it's not like making a conversation. You're not talking to yourself. You're not talking to the body. You just kind of set the intention. That's it. The universe gets it. The body gets it. You don't have to say a word. The body gets it. You don't have to say a word. The energy gets it. So try it. See how it goes. Until next time. I gotta go now. Have a good day. Bye-bye.